Welcome to a new test drive from OverDrive on the Saudi Auto channel. The car that we have today is the 2019 Aston Martin Vantage. The car that we have today is the V8 variant. It is the entry-level Aston Martin. It's a two-seater and competes against the likes of Porsche, Mercedes-AMG, and McLaren. I bet a lot of you didn't know that the Vantage is a part of the rebirth of the brand. The first use of Vantage was with the DB4 Vantage back in the 60s. Vantage later used to indicate the V8s, and then eventually the Vantage name appeared on the company's first V12. An evocative name for a magnificent bloodline of thoroughbred sports cars, today this formidable sporting dynasty is poised to hit new heights with the introduction of the new Vantage. The dimensions of the Vantage are 4,465 millimeters in length, 2,153 millimeters in width, 1,273 millimeters in height, and the car sits on a wheelbase of 2,704 millimeters. We made a quick comparison of the Vantage and its competitors in terms of wheelbase. So let's talk about the design of the car, and we're going to start off with the front. You have this bottom black lip which looks phenomenal, very, very aggressive looking, which leads into the iconic Aston Martin mesh grille. Integrated into the mesh grille you have sensors, and then on top of that you have a lip which goes into the logo, the Aston Martin branded logo, and then you go onto this long elongated hood, which really gives it a presence on the road. You have these beautiful lines that strike through, that wrap around the car, which I want to thank the Aston Martin designers for because I think it looks great. Which leads you to the side of the fenders. On top of the fender you have a line, a belt line that wraps around the vehicle, which is also gorgeous, which move down into these beautiful LED headlights, which are a new patent for the Vantage, and I expect we'll see them with the upcoming models of the Vantage as well. From the side of the vehicle, what immediately stands out are the 20-inch rims with the giant brake calipers. I know that it's every designer's dream to put big wheels on a sports car, and they did it. Moving on from that, you have this vent here, which makes it very aggressive, kind of like a fighter jet. On the bottom, you have this black lip as you go in, and if you follow these lines, it kind of wraps around the vehicle. Very beautiful. Moving up, you have the two-tone mirrors with the camera on the bottom, and then you have this chrome inlet surrounding the window, which makes it look very, very sleek. Over here you have the flush door handles, which are very beautiful, makes the design seem seamless. And then moving down, if you follow the belt line, this is the same line from the hood, it seamlessly falls into the rear of the vehicle, making it very beautiful and gives it an aggressive stance. So when you get to the rear of the vehicle, the first thing you immediately notice is the giant diffuser. This diffuser is used for the aero to make it as aerodynamic as possible. You can obviously see the dual exhaust pipes. The dealer has actually informed me that they're not going to order this exhaust pipe anymore. They're going to order it with the double, so it'll actually look more aggressive and more powerful. As you're moving up, you get into the trunk and the unibar LED rear tail light. And this will lead into the trunk. You have this little lip also for aero, and I think it looks really, really nice. It really tightens up the rear. And then you move on to the rear windshield, which takes most of the back quarter of the car. The heart of the new Vantage is Aston Martin's potent new alloy, a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine shared with Mercedes-AMG GTS. Set low and as far back in the chassis as possible for optimal center of gravity and 50-50 weight distribution. Yet it develops 510 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 685 Newton meters of torque. As you can also see lots of carbon fiber bits. With a dry weight of 1,530 kilograms, this gives the Vantage formidable power to weight and torque to weight ratios, something vividly demonstrated whenever the throttle is squeezed. Detailed tuning of the induction, exhaust, and engine management systems have given the Vantage a truly intoxicating character and soundtrack. The Vantage deploys its impressive power and torque to the rear wheels via a rear-mounted ZF 8-speed automatic transmission, capable of accelerating from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.6 seconds, and on the maximum speed of 314 kilometers per hour. The design story continues inside the Vantage with a dynamic, focused sports car cockpit that rejects long, fluid curves in favor of sharp, focused lines denoting more aggressive nature of the car. A high-waist interior theme and lower driving position creates a more immersive driving experience. and contributes to significant gains in occupant space and significant improvement in headroom compared to the outgoing Vantage. A combination of rotary and toggle style controls have been used for their tactile and intuitive functionality. Likewise, the park reverse neutral drive transmission buttons have been moved into a triangular formation so as to cluster major controls into clearly defined zones. Likewise, you have all these other buttons on each side to make it as ergonomic as possible. For example, you have your emergency lights, your parking sensors, your camera, your 360 review camera, your radio, and your media buttons all on the left side. On the right side, you have your traction control off, mute, auto start, which is basically if you park your vehicle, the engine will turn off to save you fuel, and navigation and telephone buttons on the right side. In the middle, you have your AC controls and your light controls for your for the roof, which are here. Your lock and unlock the car buttons, your climate control, the power of your AC, and the temperature for the passenger are all located here, including your air-controlled seats and heated seats. The whole interior is wrapped with this beautiful leather and gorgeous stitching. Not to mention your beautiful dashboard, which I'm going to turn on right now by turning on the car right here. Everything is exactly where you need it and in the right places. On the steering wheel, you have your suspension control button, which controls the softness and the stiffness of the suspension. You have the normal mode, the tighter mode, and the track mode. And then with this button, the S button, you have 3 different modes. So you have your sport mode, sport plus mode, and your track mode, which all give you different transmission and throttle responses depending on what you're driving, how you're driving. Your seat controls are found right here, both for the passenger and the driver, which help with 3 different set modes, so you can choose and save different seat buttons. And it's all wrapped around this beautiful carbon fiber and leather. As you guys can see, there's the sunroof actually has Alcantara on the lip and leather on the bottom. That's so that when leather and leather meet, it squeaks. So the designers actually chose to use Alcantara. As for the sunroof itself, you can see all these beautiful holes and this stitching. It's all very well made and handcrafted. And they purposely did that to give it a level of luxury in this sports car. As you can see, behind both the passenger and the driver's seat, there's space for storage items such as small bags. The new Vantage also features a high level of craftsmanship, seen by the flawless paintwork, luxurious Alcantara, and leather upholstery, and the levels of finish optimized through the use of tactile natural materials of the highest quality. There is also extensive scope for personalization via a generous choice of options that you can find at your dealer. Now that we're in the car, let's talk about the aerodynamics. Aerodynamic performance was central to the Vantage design concept. The front splitter directs airflow underneath the car, where a system of fences channels cooling air where it is needed, and also ensures the rear diffuser is fed with clean airflow. You guys, I can't get enough of the sound of this engine. I mean, you take it 2 steps and you get all that power. It's awesome. The design of the diffuser creates an area of low pressure air, while simultaneously preventing turbulence generated by the rear wheels from disrupting the flow of air exiting centrally from beneath the rear of the car. Together with new side air vents, which have been integrated into the body surface to basically bleed air out of the front wheel arches, and the pronounced underswept rear deck lid, the Vantage generates a significant level of downforce, a rarity for any production car, and the first for a core production car from Aston Martin. For the first time on an Aston Martin, the new Vantage features an electronic rear diff. This differential is linked to the car's electronic stability control system, so it can understand the car's behavior and react accordingly to direct the engine's power to the relevant wheel, ultimately giving you great steering and finesse. The chassis is an evolution of the latest generation bonded aluminum structure, first seen on the DB11. Though 70% of the structure's components are for the new Vantage. Balance, strength, rigidity, and weight efficiency were all priorities with the new Vantage design, as well as handling and consistency. Highlights of the chassis include a solidly mounted rear subframe for enhanced feeling of direct communication for the driver, new Pirelli P0 tires developed specifically for the new Vantage, and the latest adaptive dampening system, which incorporates Skyhook technology and offers the choice of Sport, Sport Plus, and track modes. Thanks to full integration of engine, transmission, e-diff, dynamic torque vectoring, dynamic stability control, adaptive dampening, and the electronic power steering, each mode optimizes every area of the car as one. With each step, the Vantage gains in agility and responsiveness. Its character becomes aggressively sharper, more vocal and more exciting. Watch, I'm just gonna, in sport mode, throw down the throttle and it just becomes a track machine. You can hear a symphony of exhaust notes behind me. This is the essence of the Vantage. This is the essence of the Vantage driving experience. It's a car that nevertheless is connected to the driver in all forms and shapes. It's so engaging and connected on any challenging road, and it can bare its teeth on the track. The Vantage has a plethora of equipment inside the cabin, including keyless start and stop, tire pressure monitoring system, parking distance display, park assist, front and rear parking sensors, the in-car entertainment system, controlled and viewed via a centrally mounted 8-inch LCD screen that comprises the Aston Martin audio system, Bluetooth audio, phone streaming, iPhone playback, USB playback, and an integrated nav system. I bet after all of that information, you guys are wondering what I have to say, what I think. I think that it's one of the most beautiful cars in the segment. The design was inspired by fighter jets, and it can be seen by the front and rear fenders. I think that the vents on the sides make it look like a torpedo. All the air intakes make it mean and fierce. A sharper gearbox and a new chassis has made the new Vantage exquisite to drive. It finally has the pace to match the stunning design and noise. But the tech available in the car is good, but I would like to see them have, more advancements. I'd like to see them really push the boundaries with the amount of tech that they could put in this car, because we are living in the modern era. Give you guys some quick impressions of me driving. This is in sport mode. It's just so soft and so nimble, but has so much power. I'm gonna kick it into Sport Plus after I take this turn right here. So on the steering wheel, let's put it down onto Sport Plus. If I press this button, we're in Sport Plus now. Now I should have a little longer gear ratios, and the throttle should be a little more responsive. So, oh, look at that! Oh, hear that noise! You guys. It is so precise. It is phenomenal how quick this machine is. I mean, it really does give Porsche a run for its money. Now, finally, let's throw it into track mode. Here we are, we're in track mode. Now this gives all the control. So in track mode, it gives all the control to the driver. It no longer auto shifts for you. You have full control on the paddles, which are mounted to the steering column, and you get this beautiful, ferocious behind you. It's exciting, and you get the crackles and the pops. This engine and this platform, I think Aston Martin's doing everything right. I think that finally they have a product that's worth shouting about. And I am so glad, I'm so privileged that I got to drive this car, because it is a monster. It is a track machine. It is a daily driver. It is your Sunday driver. This isn't just, I'm a loss for words for how fun this car is to drive, to be honest, you guys. So Yeah. Geez, I need to cool down. I need to cool down a little bit. I just need to cool down a little bit. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. That exhaust note is just so mean. It just has so much force, so much authority to it. Trust me, you guys, if you heard this in your rear view mirror, you would move out of the way, without a doubt. Like, this is a scary machine coming out behind you. Woo! And the E-diff is phenomenal. It really does know exactly where the tire should be and how much torque they should allocate to each independent wheel, which is phenomenal. It's a very smart system. I hope you guys enjoyed today's test drive. For more information, please visit our website at www.saudiauto.com.sa. And don't forget to follow our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, to stay up to date with the latest and greatest in the automotive world. And thank you again so much for your time.